morning, church.
Good morning,
How are you all? God is good.
all the time.
And all the time.
God is good and that is nature.
Just turn to the next person, the person next to you, and ask them how to act. Find out how their week was.
Too much rain.
And while you're at it, just give them a high five. Okay. So I have a story for you guys. When I was about 10 years old, I come home from school, shower, then do my homework before watching TV. As most of the school kids do, I hope they do that. Yeah. I never really did enjoy that role my parents had set for me and my siblings because I used to want to watch TV first, then do my homework. So I followed that rule I followed it for some time until I realized that I can watch TV and my parents would never find out that I did it. So I broke the rules for about some time, and then one day we came home from school, my brothers and I, and my younger brother switched on the TV and I sat down to watch it. When we were still in our uniforms and we hadn't even taken our bags to the bedroom yet. So we watched for about 4 hours and then we watched for about 4 hours until my parents walked in and then they saw us watching TV. At that time we were still facing the TV, so we didn't hear them come in. So they just stood there and then my father cleared his throat. Then we turned around and I was very terrified and I definitely knew what was coming next. But what I didn't expect was for me to be the only one who's punished. I mean, my brother was also watching with me and he's not even switched on the TV, so why was I the only one punished? So I'm sure that most of you know what I'm talking about. You may have been punished for something both you and your sibling did, but you're the one who either got the scolding or the beating. I didn't realize that I was teaching my brother wrong. Looking back, I'm actually glad that my parents caught me doing the wrong thing, because that disobedience and rule breaking isn't the legacy that I wanted I'd like my brothers to remember me by, and it's not what I want them to do. So it was actually a good thing that I was taught before my brothers went the wrong direction. So was the legacy back in your days? In your days, I'm sure each one of you has a story of your own. Like either you were scolded or your older sibling or younger sibling was scolded when you were up. So I have a question. Was the legacy you left in the action you were doing a good one? Do you think what you did before when you were younger growing up would you like your siblings to remember you by it? So I'm sure most of you know the story of David. He was a courageous and honorable man. And on top of that, he loved God. I mean, that's amazing. He was courageous, honorable, and he loved God. He had admirable faith, the kind that makes a child believe they can wrestle a bear and defeat it. The kind that makes the same child believe that they can face a giant. David was considered the least in his family, yet he was chosen by God from among the sheep. I mean, he used to take care of sheep, so that's where God didn't just see a shepherd boy. He saw a great man in David from the time he was very, very young. David was the kind of person who people didn't really believe in. They thought that he couldn't amount to anything, actually. He was the last one in his family, and what he used to do is just take care of sheep. In fact, when the prophet Samuel came to anoint him, even the prophet didn't believe that it would be David at first. He first looked at first one, the second one, the strong big man. He didn't even think that it would have been the least in the family who's chosen by God. But he was still anointed, and later he became king. David didn't become king immediately, but he went through some trials before he actually became king. Just like the way most of us do. We usually go through trials and tribulations before we come out on top. So David left a legacy of bravery. He left a legacy of honor. He left a good legacy. He fearlessly faced a giant, and earlier he had faced a bear. He left a legacy of honor. He respected Saul even when Saul wanted to kill him. How many people would respect and honor the person who wants to destroy you in life? The one, as if you know this person wants to get rid of you, but you still respect them. So that's a question I'd like you guys to ask yourselves. We would all want to leave a good legacy behind, I believe. A legacy worth sharing, one that leads others into doing the right thing, one that honors God and glorifies Him. Unfortunately, desire overshadows our want of a good legacy. It makes the desire of fortune, fame, land, wealth. We all want things in life, but sometimes, even though we want to do the right thing, this desire holds us back and makes us just do the wrong thing and forget that we had earlier say that we want to leave a good legacy. There's nothing wrong with having these things. The fame, money, fortune, land and wealth. There's nothing wrong with having all of these things. But at what expense do you want to get these things? At what expense do you want to get these things? Because eventually it will be at the expense of a good legacy. If Proverbs 22 verse 1 says, a good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than gold and silver. So there is no point of getting riches and fame when you do all the wrong things to get them, and along the way you tarnish your name. What's the point of having all the money in the world, all the wealth in the world, and yet people don't really regard you that highly? Along the way, as you went into getting the money and the fame, you tarnished your name, and in the end, when you die, people will just know you for the money. But what did you actually do? You hurt people along the way. You destroyed other people's lives. But you had money, yes. But you destroyed other people's lives. So people don't really remember you for all the wrong things that you did, even though you had money. So everything we do and say in our daily activities determines the legacy that we leave behind. Whether a positive legacy or a negative legacy. So which side do you want your legacy to be on? Now, for us to leave the kind of legacy that honors and serves God entirely, we need to start by involving God. The first thing to do is involve God. You need to understand that you cannot do it on your own. Surrender to God and find out what He says about the kind of legacy that He wants you to leave behind. Because remember that everything was created by Him. So that means He also has a say in the kind of legacy that you leave behind. So you have to know what He wants you to, what type of legacy that He wants you to leave behind. Matthew chapter 6 verse 19 to 12. That scripture talks about it says that your heart needs to be in the right place, and for you to leave the right legacy, you need to start by focusing on heavenly things and lay up the right treasures. Because if you lay up the right treasures, eventually your legacy will actually be good, because you'll be focused on heavenly things and not earthly things. Earthly things are perishable, but heavenly things are of value. They're valuable. Earthly things, they last temporarily, but heavenly things last for an eternity. The second thing that you are to do is to stop being two-faced. When you involve God, you realize that maybe you have been living as someone, so you try to change for their benefit, and you end up doing the wrong thing and tarnishing your name and hurting other people just because you want to please someone else, or just because you really want to get something that is a benefit to you, but you don't really care about the rest of the people who get hurt along the way. Sometimes maybe you're usually rude to your sibling, sister or brother, but when mom and dad are around, you pretend to be this perfect sibling so that you don't get into trouble. But the minute they walk out, you start disrespecting your sibling, being rude to them, you make bad jokes about them, and you don't usually care how they feel. Or at work, or if you're working, you work anyhow on Sundays, on the rest of during the week, but on Sunday, that's when you actually remember God. That's when you actually remember to pray, to rap some prayer about how wonderful God is and how He's the giver of life. I have a question. Is God only the giver of life on Sunday? Is God only wonderful on Sunday? So why do we do this? We need to stop being two-faced. We need to stop living these two lives and just focus on one life, one perfect true life that God wants us to live. One that involves Him, one that has Him included in all your plans, and not just when you feel like you're at your lowest, and that's when you actually remember God and pray to Him, for Him to do something, to do a miracle in your life. So, the truth is, we've all of us have been made spies at some point in our life. We've all watched, most of us have watched one movie or two about spies, right? So you see the way they pretend to have a normal life, but then sometimes they usually spies. So that's how we behave. We behave like spies, having two lives, and usually one of them is usually the lie. So, with having two faces isn't exactly a good thing, because you are given just one face by God, and you are it's true though, you are given one face by God. Why should you use all your effort and energy to keep up with this double life, with these two faces, when God has given you only one face? Like He only requires you to do one thing, just to serve Him and honor Him and accept Him into your life. So, with God on your side, there will be no need in trying so hard to please other people by doing what they want. With God on your side, you'll want to stop being that double life living Christian and focus on living one true life for Him, to serve Him. Okay. The third thing that I require for you guys to do is remember that it's not about you. It was never about you anyway. It's about God. It's not your legacy, but it is His legacy continuing through you. You are a vessel that God is using or will use to leave a godly legacy. So for him to start working in you, you need to accept him. You need to lay aside all the earthly things that you'll be doing and focus on God, so that he can use you and he can mold you into the vessel that he wants, the perfect vessel that he wants to use. Okay? By living like Jesus Christ, you will be able to leave the legacy he has predestined for you. Even when you face hardships, judgment of men, when you are at your lowest, when you face false accusations, when people just don't treat you right, when they talk about you behind your back, just remember that he promises to be with you all the time, and he is going to be with you just like the way he was with David. The time when Saul wanted to kill him, the time when he faced the giant, the time when he played the harp for King Saul. He was just a young boy who used to play the harp for a mighty king. God was still with him. So when we actually act accordingly with God's word in mind and heart, when we act accordingly with God's word in mind and heart, we will not fall short of leaving positive legacies for our children and their children. The thing about legacies is that they carry on from generations to generations into the next generation. So whether you choose to leave a positive or negative legacy, the legacy is still there. So if you are doing all the wrong things, you are just negative about life, if you insulted others, that's your legacy. That's what will remain. That's how people will remember you from generations to come. But if you are a godly person, if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, if you remember that God is always on your side and work at always trying to please him, that's how people will remember you. You don't have to have built this huge building and named it after yourself for people to remember you by. Just by living according to God's word, that's already enough. God will use you no matter what you did. Even if all you used to do was just say hi to people and be kind to them, that's what people will remember you for. But you don't have to have built a school, have gone to visit all the orphanages, but you can still do that. But that's not only where you're limited to. You don't have to have done all the great things. You could have done little things, but they're of importance to God. Because the little things do matter. Yes. So David's legacy of courage, honor, and bravery is still carried on until today. He left a legacy of repentance also. When David desired another man's wife, he went away from the plan that God had for him. So he was going straight, and then he veered off track when he desired Bathsheba. And he even went ahead to killing her husband so that he can have her. So God was not happy with that. Even if David was a man of God, he still fell into temptation and sin, just like most of us. But when God rebuked him, he dropped everything and immediately he repented, because he realized that what he did was wrong and he doesn't want to be on God's bad side. He always wanted to be in check with God. So he dropped everything and then he repented. Even when God said that he'd kill the first son, the son that Bathsheba was going to have, he still repented. He didn't get angry with God, because God was punishing him for what he did. Even though he repented, God still punished him. Most of us, that's what happens. You're forgiven, but there's still consequences. So I'd like to encourage you guys to be like David. Even if you sin, don't drown yourself in that sin. Don't be embarrassed to go before God and ask Him to forgive you, no matter how great your sin. In fact, there's no sin that's greater than the other. All sin is the same. Whether you're a murderer or you steal 10 shillings from your mother or your father, it's still the same kind of sin. So do not be afraid to go before God and ask for forgiveness, because He gives grace to everybody. No matter who you are, where you are, He still gives grace. No one actually deserves it, but He still gives it. So no matter what kind of sin that you think is too big, never be afraid to go before God. Just like David left the legacy of repentance, choose today to also leave that legacy of repentance, of always going before God. When we leave a legacy that glorifies God, we actually change the lives of others. You don't have to walk up to them and say that I did this, this, and this, but with the way you've been living your life, they will see and want to be like you. In fact, one person might just walk up to you and ask you, what do you usually do? And maybe there you can mentor them and tell them what you usually do. But let your life be the story. Let your life be a story, and let God be the writer of that story. When we leave that legacy that glorifies God, we change our country, and this nation will be better than what it is right now. If we all sought to leave a positive legacy every single day, the minute you wake up, you pray to God, you ask Him, please God, change my heart and help me to do the right thing throughout the day. Where would we be as a nation if we all sought to leave a positive legacy every single day? Before you step out of the house, where would we be today? I wouldn't, as a child, I will grow up loving my neighbors regardless of his or her tribe, because I understand that every person was created in the image of God, and there is no one greater than the other. God sees us as His children. We're all the same. So who am I to discriminate someone just because of the tribe? Don't leave a positive legacy, a godly legacy. You've destroyed my generation, and in turn, I will destroy the coming generation after me. So choose today what legacy you want. Choose today which type of legacy you want to leave behind. Remember, the life we lead determines the legacy you leave. The life you lead determines the seed you leave. Thank you. I'd like to pray. Close your eyes. I'd like to pray for those people who want to leave a positive legacy. If you're here and you feel like you've been doing the wrong thing this whole time, and you want to choose today to leave a good legacy and to know what God wants you to do, just lift up your hand and I'll pray with you. If you're choosing today to leave a godly legacy and to remember that God it's not your legacy but His legacy continuing in you. Thank you. See my hands. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day that you've given it to us. Thank you for bringing each one of us here today. Thank you, Lord, for protecting us throughout the entire week and bringing us up to this moment. Thank you for this day. I pray for the people who are lifting up their hands, Lord. I pray that you will change their hearts, oh Lord, and just help them to live the type of legacy that you want them to live. I pray that they will listen when you call upon them, oh Lord. I pray that they will go where you want them to go, oh Lord, and that they will not second guess their decision, because they will be sure that you are the one who's taking them where they need to be. In order for them to leave a good legacy, you're the one who needs to be directing them forward. So I pray that they will, as they walk out of this church, that they will seek to leave positive legacies everywhere they go, that they will know your word, O Lord, and that they will always seek to do the right thing. I pray that you may continue to bless them and be with them. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. Amen.